I hope so.
God, that is so rude.
That's an intro to the show and a
That
half.
was just rude. Oh, it smelled too.
That's the salt and
Is that
vinegar.
the caviar?
Salt and vinegar crab cakes, and then a little bit of caviar.
That looks good. What was the other thing?
Which one?
Oh, he was catering. He was at a catering event tonight, recording pictures. I don't know. There's
Food
one that looks like
fantastic.
arancini, but probably not.
No, those were the cheese. I don't want to call it a croquette, but it was like a what did he call? I'm gonna call it like a cheese ball of sorts.
Oh, I would eat it all.
Yeah, it was like
It
a
all
mixture
looks
of
so
like a couple cheeses. What do you say? Some like grain mustard, whipped egg whites. Like it was super light and fluffy. Yeah, fucking knocked it out of the park with that one.
What was the other one? You said there was crab cakes, and what was going
The
on
salt
the
and
little?
vinegar crab cakes.
What was going on the little Crostini's? What was that?
The Crostini's was a like a thin sliced fillet with like a cheese topping, a little mescaline mix.
It would have been just hiding in the back, like insert. No one can watch me chew.
The whole menu looked incredible.
They always do
The
such a good
tuna
job.
tartare looked fantastic.
I would never eat that, but it looked really cool.
Yeah, the grilled salmon sandwiches with the creme fraiche and the caviar on top.
I wonder if they picked that menu, or they just were like, "This is what we're gonna make."
I don't know.
Yeah,
I gotta follow up with Kevin about that one.
it seems like it was pretty much Kevin.
I mean, they had like I said, they had the lamb legs and the pasta station, and the Caesar salads look really nice. They were like these little cup of Caesar salads, and they had this special cheesy toasted crouton.
What were the
on
little
top.
desserts they were working on this morning? What
So
was
that I wasn't there for the dessert, so I'm assuming that's what they
it looked good. It all looked good.
they had to get. Yeah, I mean, you talk about like a well-oiled machine. It was 12 people all together.
Who were all those people?
So on the kitchen side, you had Kevin, Maria, Dana, Perry, Hayden, who I guess helps him out from time to time. He used to work with that nice guy. DeVito was in the kitchen. There was another guy, and his name is escaping me now, but he was really he was a hustler.
It's so cool that they have all these random people that they could call.
Right, for
their staff is small.
For having such a small in-house staff. There was 5 or 6 servers as well
That they
brought. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I was really proud. I mean, the servers were like in and out with all the past appetizers, and so Perry was manning the pasta station, Hayden was doing the carving station, and they were
hustling.
I mean, there was over 200 people there.
That's so many.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah, the place was really swank, and
Love it.
I can't wait to go. I mean, they all said that they missed you, and they said next time, we'll both be there.
I'm always so quiet, but they really do like me.
Mm.
I feel like they're always like, "Oh, hi, Lauren." I'm just like more. I'm like behind the scenes.
I mean, I think
We're
they
a good
understand,
duo.
right? Like even though because I'm saying, there was some downtime. I get my shots and then kind of be hanging out, and so I'm helping. I'm like, oh, what do you need? Blah blah blah, whatever, and just kind of lend a hand wherever.
Yeah. So freaking fun.
Yeah.
You do the segue because you didn't like the way I segued last time.
I was trying to figure out where you. Okay.
No, you did it last time, or I did it.
Listen.
Sometimes it's like,
I think us on a segue would make for fantastic content. By the way.
Is that the segue?
That's the segue. What if every episode it was just a soundbite of a segue? It'd be like, here's the segue.
Well, sometimes it naturally flows. We're like, oh, what did we do today? We did this thing, and then it zoop. But other times it's like, oh, so I got these questions.
Well, you got to think about it ahead of time. You got to go, okay, here's the topic.
You
So
told
here's
me
the conversation.
you told me to prepare the question list, and that's what I did. You didn't
I know.
tell me to come up
should've-
with the segue.
I should have given you the full explanation.
I've had time to think on some of these. I actually didn't read through all of them because I wanted to be
Okay.
candidly unprepared.
So we asked you guys to give us some questions, some things that you guys want to know about us.
We can't spend Nicola's amounts of time on the answers because there's a lot.
Well, I told you, your cousin needs her own episode.
I know
for
she
that.
really does.
She can come in and just interview us in person.
Yeah, but we'll just hop right into it because there's so many. All right, dream vacation, but it has to be somewhere you've never been.
Dream vacation, somewhere I've never been. Disneyland.
You're so lame.
I think any of the Disney parks.
What's the one that has the really epic pirates? China or something?
Tokyo Disney Sea
God,
or something.
I'm dying.
Yeah, that one's got the really nice haunted mansion too.
Does it?
That one has the really.
All right,
cool
well, let's do
Winnie the
not
Pooh ride
Disney
and
because
stuff.
whoever asked that's not going to like that answer.
That's fair. Not Disney.
Mine's Hawaii. It's the first spot that comes to mind. I would just love to see that kind of landscaping. I would want
to kind of do a food tour around like Europe and Northern Africa.
Really?
Hit the Middle East, hit the Mediterranean areas, hit like deep Europe. Yeah.
Would you ever want to go to Greece? Like that would be a dream.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Where's Greece where you see like all the pictures where everybody goes?
Well, the border of the country,
No, I need
and then
you.
inside
No.
that,
You know what I'm talking about. There's like all the buildings.
Yeah,
and then
so
it's
around like the islands, like Mykonos is the big one.
Yeah, I go there.
That's
a good one. Who would play you and your fam in a movie?
oh, man, that's a good question.
I don't know what actress, like, I don't think anybody resembles me, but I do think as far as like personality, I always think of Melissa McCarthy when I think of myself.
That's where I'd probably get like Seth Rogen or Jonah Hill.
No, I don't agree. Well, Seth Rogen maybe. Jonah Hill we determined is an asshole. I don't see it. I don't actually see him either. I'm trying to think.
Kevin James, if he was a little bit younger.
Yeah, maybe.
Like
who would play the kids? Who would play the kids if we had to?
I think, okay, so I don't know about Jason, but Addie would be played by the new CGI live animated Stitch. That would be Addie.
No, I know who would play Jason, but I don't know his name. Hold on.
Charlie Brown?
No. I'm trying to pick a person, not a character. I always think of Jason when I see this actor.
Addie, I think she would be she's a little bit older, but the young girl from Just Go With It.
Just go with it.
The girl, she has the lisp. She puts on the British accent.
Oh, yeah.
That girl?
Yeah, she's cute.
That would
okay.
be Addie, yeah.
But she's a brunette. I guess it doesn't matter that
much.
much.
I mean, you can change things.
This is really going to bother. Hold on.
We're holding.
Finn Wolfhard.
Oh, the kid from Stranger Things.
Yeah. He gives off Jason vibes. He's like a little nerdy, but kind of punkish. He's got the hair. I don't know. I
think like how you envision Jason and how I envision Jason, like two completely.
Look at this kid.
Things.
Come on.
I don't know. I want to think like the kid from like Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah, I mean that too. This was just the first person that came to mind. Yeah. I'm trying to think about Addie. I don't know. What if anything would you change about your life? Everything. Like you're so stupid.
I would have wanted to always be thin.
Oh, I didn't think we were going like all that, like back to like that. I like that. Yeah. I always think about that. Like people that are thin, they will never know.
Yeah.
What it's like to be fat. That's a good one. I was going to say, for my life to be better, you would have your dream job, whatever that would be. And I know you don't know what that would be, but whatever it is.
You can't do like the cop out answer of like I want something for someone else. Like
why? Because that would make my life better. What's wrong with that?
That's dumb. Go to the next question.
I wish my tits weren't as saggy. How about that?
See there.
Even. Would you ever move?
I guess I don't know. I saw that question and I kind of want move out of our current living situation and stay local, because I don't want to go far from your parents, right?
If my parents weren't here, I would be out of here.
I would love a third bedroom.
Yeah.
But I also I just am growing bored of this area, right? Like I grew up around here.
Mm-hmm.
I managed to get away for a few years. I got sucked back in. And don't get me wrong, Bucks County has a lot to offer.
Excuse me.
But I'm ready for something else, I'm kind of ready to take who we are, what we do, and move it to a new area.
I like that.
Wherever that is.
I think the problem, here's where I stand on that. I would love to move out of this area. I feel like it would take we would have to find something we could afford. I don't want to move into a third bedroom in this neighborhood because then I feel like we are stuck here. Because we know that it's affordable-ish, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like if we made that move, we would never move again. In the foreseeable future anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of
eventually we're going to need a third bedroom.
No, I know what I'm saying. If we're moving, I would rather not stay here. That's pretty much, that's what I think. I would definitely want to find something else.
I mean, if your parents would ever agree to live
go
in on a house with us.
We should. That'd be so fun.
Yeah.
If they just have their little in-law suite, they'll be happy. Who is one reality star you would each choose to be on your podcast?
Oh, we talked about this earlier.
Boston Rob.
Yeah, yours would be Boston Rob.
An icon.
I would. So again, I don't do reality TV. If I was sticking in reality, like the game show realities, I would go with Ian from Big Brother. If we're going broad spectrum reality TV, Pauly D from Jersey Shore.
I like that. He's getting a lot of flack on TikTok. I don't know.
Is he really?
He's like really thin, and people are worried.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, people are like, what's going on with him? I think he's just like really like into health, like very fit, like even more fit.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting older. Like, you can't keep that kind of like
That muscly kind of
that,
physique.
Yeah.
Um,
I say, you know, like I'm a trainer and shit. Like,
2 other people I'd interview. He has no idea who they are, but the person who asked this knows. Would be Nick Viall from The Bachelor or Jason Mesnick from The Bachelor. I would interview them. Let's see. A song that describes your life currently. Oh, that's a hard one. I wish I saw that one ahead of time. I always wanted a brother.
Song that describes our life right now. It's like rain on your wedding day. It's free advice.
What did you just say? It's free what?
Free advice that you just can't take
Okay.
or just won't take.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't sound like you said that. What song?
That's a tough question. That's tough. I mean, you know,
We might have,
we're gonna circle back to that one.
we'll circle back. If we think of something, we'll come back. What cartoon character do you think each other are most alike?
What cartoon character do I think you are most like?
Well, just like we could discuss, like whatever. Do you think each other are most alike? Most like. You could just say it. I'm Angelica.
No, Addie is Angelica.
She really is.
Addie is Angelica.
She is.
I think you are like the mom from Dexter's Lab.
I don't know who that is. Go Nickelodeon, so I know who you're talking about.
No, go Nickelodeon. Okay.
You're Peter Griffin, in case you're wondering.
Go for the fat guy, of course. just hit that low hanging fruit. No, you know what's fun? Okay, so I always and forever and a day, I will say if I were a cartoon character, I would be Tiger, but specifically Tiger from Fievel Goes West, not Tiger from American Tail. A little bit from American Tail, but mostly from Fievel Goes West. That is
I
me
gotta look it up.
to a T, and if you know, you know. But I don't know.
Oh, you posted that person before.
Yeah. Dom DeLuise.
I don't know who I am.
I'm like, who's the neurotic cleaning cartoon character?
Ew.
Like, you have very like stereotypical cartoon mom vibes.
Really?
Yeah, like Timmy Turner's mom.
Well, I originally was thinking of what's her name, Cosmo or Wanda. That was what I was. No,
bit of a stretch, but
I don't know. I don't know. I'm my own person. Okay. What career would you choose if it couldn't be food or service related? I have 2. These are like the most far-fetched things you will ever hear. I would love to be a labor and delivery nurse. Would never be qualified to do that, but I would love to do that. Or a member of the FBI.
oh my gosh.
Or something with true crime. An investigator. Neither of those are attainable, but we could dream.
I don't know. Like a motivational speaker or like a consultant of sorts, like a business consultant.
That's a good
Something
one.
I've always kind of wanted to do.
I like that.
You know, still technically like restaurant service sort of related, but also not.
Not a plumber?
Not a plumber. Well, there was at one point in time.
No, you always say you wish you knew about cars.
I wish
like
that
if you
I
had
knew,
a skill like that.
I wish that I knew a trade. I always wish that I knew like a trade well enough to be like, oh, if I need a job, I can go, hey, I've done this much, I know this much,
Yeah.
and I can go somewhere. You know, cars, plumbing, whatever.
You have skills. I do not. Or like this one. Least favorite trait about each other. Wolf.
You
Go ahead.
move things.
That's not a trait.
That's a
A
trait.
neurotic that I'm neurotic.
Yeah.
I do move things.
You neurotically move things.
I don't have your headphones though. I don't know where they are.
I'll find them.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I am a bit neurotic.
Like, I feel like at least the space on my nightstand should be like
Should be
my
sacred?
sacred space,
It's not though.
but it's never safe.
Because I just get so like, if something's in my like vision, I just have to fix it.
Well, maybe if you didn't just fucking lay in bed all day, you wouldn't be looking at my nightstand.
Your nightstand is in my line of vision when I walk into our bedroom. Anyway, my least favorite trait of yours is how hard on yourself you are. It's like painful for me to watch. It's like painful.
Anyway.
You could literally like, I don't even know, like your idol. I don't even know who your idol is. But if that person came to you and said, you are the best of the best of the best, 5 minutes later, you'd be like, but what if he changed his mind
I
right
don't
now?
think that they meant it.
Yeah, you'd be like, I think they lied.
Like, they're just going to say that because they're just meeting somebody like me. Like, no.
Absolutely out of control. It's horrible. Okay.
And that's on dad drama.
The best and worst traits of each of you that you see in your kids.
Okay, so for me with Addie, it's her snacking is a bad, like, I was that kid and it's such a hard thing because like you obviously you want your kids to eat, you don't, like, you walk that fine line of like not creating that
The eating
stigma
habit?
and eating habits and whatnot, and like the negative eating behaviors, because I see that in Jason, right? So Jason, who doesn't eat, knows that we will allow him to just eat whatever because he's eating, but now it's like he gets up in the middle of the night and will eat a sleeve of Oreo cookies and then get sick because of it.
Yeah.
But like feels like he needs to hide it because we still try to say like, no, you can't just eat a sleeve of Oreo cookies for dinner. Like you have to have real food. And that's always a tricky situation. It becomes very triggering, and I think that's kind of like my negative behaviors that I see in them. I would say that Addie's positive behavior that I see from you is that she has a heart of gold.
She's an empath. And I was going to say that. I think she's like very empathetic like me.
She is I was just telling Kevin and Maria about this. I was like, she will fight with Jason all day long. I mean, Jason came home today, ran into the living room, jumped up on the couch, snatched the remote away from her. He got in trouble because of that, and she goes, I'm going to go make Jason feel better, and I'm going to go play with him.
She's such a nice person. She's so nice.
Every time we go out, she's like, let's get something for Jason. Let's make sure we get something for Jason. Let's not forget, like, let's get something for Pop or whatever. Like, she's always thinking about other people. I mean, she's an absolute terror, but...
Well, I was going to say her best quality of mine is that she's an empath, and her worst is that she's a bitch. She's very sassy, and so am I. And that's her worst quality of mine.
I don't have any good qualities that the kids have gotten. I don't have any good qualities, so...
Exactly. Back to my other point. Jason, I think...
Nope.
I was like, I feel like he's smart, but I feel like he's smarter than me, so I would not attribute his smarts from me. I think that Jason he's a sarcastic ass, and I think that is a good and bad quality of mine that he has.
That's fair.
I'm trying to think. What?
I told you.
What?
Can't think of any good qualities for me.
From you?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think our kids are just pains in the ass, so it's like hard to like...
That's fair.
It's just hard to pinpoint. We're going to come back to that one, though. I need to think on it. Things you do that keep your relationship spicy.
Are we talking like spicy or just
I don't know. It had 2 exclamation points at the end.
Like exciting, because I think like...
This doesn't apply for everyone that has known their significant other as long as we've known each other, but I don't think that we get bored of each other generally.
we don't. Like, we truly are each other's best friend, and we love spending time together. We know when we've reached our limit, and we're like, hey, I just need I need some time to myself.
Yeah.
I think I think you and I are still always trying to get the other person to like experience new things, like mentally, emotionally, food wise, whatever. Just like you're always trying to get me out of my comfort zone. I'm always trying to get you out of your comfort zone.
I feel like we always want the best for each other, so we don't get bored, and we just like each other.
Yeah. We're always continuing to push each other, and we don't get bored of each other. We get annoyed of each other, but like we don't get bored of each other.
Yeah.
Like, I want nothing more than to just like hang out with my family all day.
That's so nice.
Just like so stupid to ever hear me say.
That is kind of stupid. I'm sad for you. Also about keeping it spicy, like, I mean, look at me. Of course, this is why it's spicy at all times. Anyway, I want to go back to the other question real quick. I think that Jason is smart because of you. I know that he doesn't always use his brain on a daily basis.
Oh, he has no common sense.
No common sense, but like when it comes to like smarts and like when he does focus, like that is your instruction on him to be more focused, to stop and read, to stop and do. And when he does, he succeeds. And that's a you trait.
That's fair.
That's not a me trait at all.
That's also fair.
Anyway, if you had to live somewhere other than the US or Canada, where would you pick?
I mean, you know, somewhere with like universal health care or something. Like, you know, there's a lot of those countries overseas, like in Europe, Australia. Not Australia. I can't do the spiders. But some of those like European countries where, you know, it's like you get like 3 years maternity leave or some shit. Like, it's just insane the type of healthcare that those countries have, and you know, they like pay for college.
If I had to like just quickly think of something, I would say Italy. Like that would just be my pick. But I don't know what all that entails. But it sounds cool. Good food there.
Tells a lot of pasta.
If you could only have 3 kitchen appliances, which ones would you pick?
Ooh.
Appliances, does that mean like a utensil or no?
Yeah, so like how appliancey are we going? Because like I need a stove, but I'm assuming that the pots and pans don't fall under appliances, but not utensils. Like utensils are utensils, right?
Okay.
But if pots and pans fall under utensils, right, I would need at least like a burner and at least one pot that can handle whatever, because I can multi-purpose that. And like my immersion blender.
What chef answers? Anyway, mine are the coffee pot, the microwave, and the air fryer.
Oh my god.
Listen, I'm not going to struggle. I'm going to have my things. I'm going to make sure I get a cup of coffee.
Okay, so like, but if we're going outside, if we're gonna say like pots and pans are not,
say we have all that stuff, but we need like a mixer
actual
or
appliances,
like a thing.
right?
Yeah.
So
You would pick your KitchenAid, I would say.
see, I don't even need a coffee pot because I can do the pour over, but I would need to have my coffee ground, which, you know, that's fine. It's not the best, but I'll suffer. Still need a stove, right? So at least like if you have like if I go like stove as the whole thing, right? So now you've got like the oven.
You can't ask Nicholas these questions.
The oven and the burners. So now I have like 2 different cooking methods. That's still only one, right?
Today would be great to have
maybe
the answer.
like a sous vide,
which we don't have. So like what?
And a smoker.
What utensil would you pick?
A rubber spatula.
No. Tongs. Yeah. Tongs.
Or tongs.
Tongs. If you could spend, I wonder if our answer is going to be the same for this. If you could spend one day in the life of someone, who would it be and why?
What's your answer?
My dad. I want to be carefree for a day. I want to live.
I don't know, but here's the thing, right?
The carefree life of my father.
I want to be your dad for the day just because I want to know that somewhere in his head
there is crashing monkeys.
There is like
chaos.
It really either is exactly what we think it is, or like he is actually human and does like worry about things.
Oh my god!
Like it's one or the other, but like I just want to know.
That's hysterical. He was the first person that came to mind because I just want to know what's in his head. Like, I just want to know. Like, what are his actual
either
thoughts?
that or like a child, right? Just like Addie. I want to be in Addie's head for a day. To just be like so
feral,
like not just carefree like an adult who's
like
carefree,
psycho?
But like
psycho feral,
carefree. Like you have no worries in this world. You have not experienced anything. Heartbreak or ache or anything. You know, the worst part of your day is getting your hair brushed.
Today, when I told her that Jason was giving her a bath, she's like, "He can brush my hair too."
Oh,
I was like, "Okay, good luck."
You're right.
Who are your most missed coworkers? I have 2. Paige.
Okay.
Who I've seen her, but I would love to see her regularly.
Sure.
And Co, obviously.
Co is a good one.
My love.
Co is a good one. Now he's like living in like Pittsburgh or something.
I will miss him
like,
forever. My favorite.
That's so sad. I mean, honestly, like I liked, there was that core group of people at the tap house.
They're great.
They were all really great. Sandy, of course. I wish that like I had the opportunity as me now to work with Sandy then, and she would know exactly like what that means.
Yeah.
Because I think we would have even like way more fun now than we did back then.
Well, yeah, because you're a grown person. You're not
Right.
15.
Well, I was 17, and there was still we still had some crazy times. There's a few people from like Chicken Ruth's. Anissa.
Mm-hmm.
She was always really great. I'm sure I'm missing. Like somebody's gonna be like, seriously, like you didn't. But
I know it's like I just feel like I've worked with so many people.
I've worked with so many great people over the years, but it's also that that whole thing where like you're friends because you work together. I'm like, out of all the people that I've worked with over the years, and I've worked with a ton of people, Sandy is the only person who I still regularly talk to.
Yeah.
And that was at job number 1 at 17 years old.
Yeah.
But she's always been like a big sister to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I never had that, because I also like I never really like went out and hung out with people outside of work. Like I don't do that. That's not Sandy's probably the only person that I ever actually did that with.
Yeah.
And I did a couple guys when I was at Chicken Ruth's. I remember like Jamel, like we would go out. But yeah, I never had that.
No.
No.
If money and work wasn't a factor, how many kids would you have?
0.
Anyway.
Like, do I get to get rid of the ones that I have now?
You would never. I would have one more. Nicholas would kill me.
Nope.
He would kill me. I win most battles in this house. I don't think I'm winning that one. Most likely crime you would commit that would land you in jail.
Most recently, breaking and entering.
Stop it. That's all we're saying.
I saw that question. And
That's all we're saying.
Yeah, I was like, huh.
Anyway, I would get in trouble for like either nudity or something. I've peed outside before. Not like recently.
You like that girl that says that to try to like be cool? Be like, I peed outside once.
I did. I peed outside.
I farted on the set of Blue Lagoon.
I told you I peed in the middle of Doylestown. Anyway, you're funny. Your crime would be being sexy.
Anyway,
if you could only have 2 senses, which ones would you pick? Off the top of your head.
Taste and smell.
Really? I would say taste and sight. I'm not giving up taste. That's absolutely not happening.
I mean, like, I can already only like feel with like one hand, so I'm used to like not being able to like
touch.
I
don't need to hear. I can promise you that, but I need to see. Smell, indifferent.
But, okay, so maybe though, right? Like, if you can smell something,
no, we're not.
You can imagine what like the taste is, right? So like, I could keep smell and maybe hearing, so I at least know what I'm putting in my mouth.
You're done.
Because you can't see it at that point. They'd be like, "Oh, it's a hot dog," and you're like, "Oh, that's not a hot dog."
You're done.
Like, that's definitely not a hot dog.
You're done. Literally. If Pop and Nona were homeless, would you take them in?
Absolutely.
I thought you were going to say absolutely.
And don't you forget it.
You were going to say absolutely not. The favorites.
Yeah.
Don't forget who the favorites are. Speaking of Pop and Nona, what do you love and hate most about Pop and Nona? Be nice, it says. No, I don't want to be nice.
Well, we did discuss this one earlier, right? With your mother, I love how selfless that she is. She might be an old curmudgeon, but she's unbelievably selfless and very giving. She would do anything for us. I love that, your dad is like a father figure to me. He gives me somebody to look up to, somebody to kind of
don't cry again.
Model myself after. I'm trying not to.
Oh, here we go.
Things I don't like.
Be nice.
Things I don't like is that your mother is too hard on herself.
That's a good one.
Absolutely too hard on herself. Your cheesecake and apple pie are fine. let it go.
Not the eye contact.
Oh, she's getting eye contact because this is going to get posted on time, and they're going to sit and watch this
And hear
and
it.
have their coffee and whatever you guys do in the morning. And for your dad, it's that he is too nice, and he gets, I don't like to see people take his niceness for weakness over the years. I've definitely seen that, and again, like he was always such a giving manager, boss type person.
Yeah.
And people really took advantage of that. And that always frustrated me seeing that.
I like those answers. For me, my parents, the same good quality is that they're both selfless. Both of them. I could ask my mom for anything, she would do it. I could ask my dad for anything, he would drop literally whatever he's doing and do it. So that would be that. Very selfless people. For my dad, I cannot stand how clueless he is sometimes. And it's like an endearing quality, but sometimes you're just like, you're not for real. Like, you're not being serious. So that's probably not my favorite quality. And then my mom, like, the only one that comes to mind that we discussed.
Say it. Everyone's watching.
Babysit our damn kids. That's literally it. That's just say a lot. I don't have bad qualities really for either of them. My dad's is a funny one. Oh. And my mom just like, babysit. That'd be cool. Anyway. And remember, we would take you in if you were homeless.
Remember that.
That's so funny. When are you coming to Cincinnati to visit Brandy? Soon. We're coming.
Definitely soon. We need to plan a trip.
It's on the list.
Yeah. I mean, it's not far. It's like an 8-hour drive, 10-hour drive maybe.
Yeah, not far.
Like it's no further than going to the Outer Banks.
We got to come and hang out and get food because you know all the spots.
If anybody is watching, what is it? Cincy Mom?
Brandy. Yes.
No, I understand. Yeah. I'm telling other people.
Oh, Cincy Mom.
Follow her on Instagram, so at Cincy Mom. She does some really cool stuff. She does a lot of the same stuff that we do, but in Cincinnati. And like she's been on the news a couple times recently. So cool. She does some awesome stuff there. So check her out, give her a follow. But yeah, if we ever go out there, that'll be a really fun like collab. Like we gotta work something out.
That'd
we
be cool
make like a weekend out of it.
Agree. What kind of content do you like to see from others?
Right now I focus on a couple different things. Number one is like content focused content of like trends to film, how to film things, what works, what doesn't work, different like learning about different camera angles and stuff to help.
You like get stuff out of social media. I really watch it for.
We'll get to you in a second. I do like. I feel like it took me wrong. I love like because I talked all about my guilty pleasure of like botched gender reveals and stuff. Like I could go down those rabbit holes, but like if I'm doom scrolling and what I'm looking for and paying attention to are like educational things for my work, food related stuff, food trends. I'm always looking for like new recipe ideas, new things to try. I think like those are the big ones. Like I'm always looking for like local restaurants, local places that I can check out, or even like larger companies that I might be able to like work with, or just also anything that's gonna help my social media circle grow. Those are the things that I really look for in content.
Anything else? Jeez, your answers are so long-winded. Remember I told you there were so many questions?
I'm sorry, I'm not like a black and white type of person.
We know. It's weird.
Yeah, basic.
I like to watch vlog style content of the people that I know because I'm interested in them.
Yeah, you need to tell everyone what you really watch on social media.
You
need to tell everyone what you really watch on social media.
I end up on the weirdest shit.
The
weirdest shit. I do.
You have it saved. You're gonna put me on blast. Let's talk about this for a second here.
I like to watch. I watch recaps of like the Autistic Show and stuff. I follow a bunch of weird people.
You have your one special needs girl.
She should have her phone taken away.
You should have your phone taken away.
I really should. I don't obsess, but I just love watching people's chaos. Like, I do. I can't help it.
I think it's funny that you always try to like bring me into it. It's like you'll be in the bedroom watching it. I'll come to lay down.
You'll be like, you gotta watch this.
You gotta watch this. It's like, no, I really don't. I really don't.
Like Donut Mom gets so much hate. I love her page. I love that. I love chaos.
Listen, I'm happy that like people can get views and interaction and engagement out of their chaos. I draw the line with like your special needs girl because there's so many people out there that are just like making fun of her and she truly doesn't know any better.
I don't comment. I am just like it's like a reality show. I feel like stuff like that is like a
Yes.
reality show. Like I feel bad for her, but like
I mean, like
she doesn't listen
listen,
to people that try to help her.
chaos brings engagement, as we know. I mean, we've had like you have some friends. You know, Maddie. She had
Her couch
her couch video when she pulled the couch out, and people like
lost her shit.
they do. They lose their mind. I mean, everybody's got their thing that like people get to like
Triggers
jump
them.
on it. We had Rabbit Gate 2025. It was, you know, now apparently we have Jesus Gate 2025.
I like to unwind online. I watch weird shit. It is what it is.
Nothing about Instagram relaxes me.
No, not Instagram. TikTok.
Oh,
Nothing about Instagram.
I don't do TikTok.
I know, which is weird because the reels, like me and my friends always talk about the reels tab on Instagram, and
Uh-huh.
it's just like trash. That's where you end up on weird shit.
If your algorithm sends you to that,
Mine
don't
is
know
either like
I don't know what
the
y'all did
most
to get that
special
on
group of people, or
a group of special people.
no. What other side of TikTok am I on? That you always say I'm always on dead baby TikTok.
Oh yeah,
The most tragic stories.
unbelievable.
And then I'll just sit there sobbing.
You're just, like,
And then
sitting
he's
there
like, what's
crying.
happening? And I'm like, I don't know.
What are you doing? Like, why would you do that to yourself?
And yet I still watch it. I don't know. Anyway, what are our favorite date night spots? Any escape room.
Any escape room.
Any.
Love an escape room.
We love Lavolia. That's our favorite, probably. If we're going to dinner, Lavolia.
If we're going to dinner, Lavolia. If we have like a nice breakfast date, Meadowlark
or
or
Kurds.
Kurds. We don't really do lunch.
No.
We don't do lunch. That's about it.
That's about it.
We don't get out much.
Yeah, we don't do. I mean,
I mean, like Arnold's.
oh, that would be yeah.
Arnold's is
That's a good one.
definitely a great date night spot. I mean, like, I was just telling one of the guys at work about it. You know, they were complaining about how like bowling around here is super expensive, and I'm like,
Arnold's.
it's
It's worth the drive.
It's worth the drive. It's only 30 minutes away from here. You know,
Yeah.
go out to Arnold's Monday nights, like dollar game night or whatever. Like that's hella cheap. They have live entertainment for free.
I feel like when
There's
people
all
ask
the
about date
games
nights,
there.
they're talking about like where do we go to get dinner and drinks. I'm like, we don't pick restaurants
That's
like that.
We don't like date night like that. Like date night for us is literally like
Escape room and a
go
pizza.
go do a couple escape rooms and have some nugs in the car. Like that's
Romance.
yeah.
And that's how we keep it spicy.
That is how we keep it spicy.
Yeah.
It really is.
The next one is what are our love languages?
Food?
No.
Is that a language?
No. You don't
I
know
don't-
the love
I don't-
languages?
I don't remember. Some ex tried to talk to me about it once, and
It wasn't me.
clearly communication
It was
wasn't
one of
it.
your
It's-
one of your freaky exes. He does weird things. Just for the record, I expect all of them to be given to me. All of them simultaneously. It's not just like I expect one of the love languages.
As a gift giving, I know is one of them.
Words of affirmation, quality time, gift giving, acts of service, and physical touch. I don't think either of us are physical touch
No,
at all.
no.
Receiving gifts. I feel like I used to be like that, but neither of us are that way anymore.
I love receiving acts of service
And words of affirmation, I think. But
and
you
words
don't
of
hear them from me.
affirmation.
They go at deaf ears when I say them.
That's fair. And I think those
Quality
are
time,
those,
too.
those are the ones that I give to. I spend all my time with you.
Yeah,
Like all time together is quality time, in my opinion.
that's fair. I think words of affirmation and acts of service are what we give and like to get from each other.
Yeah.
For sure. I agree. I also like gifts, though.
And escape rooms.
And you can make out with me. I like all of them.
So, yeah, that's physical touch.
Nah.
I thought that was off the table.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. If you could live at a Disney Princess Land, which one would you pick?
A Disney Princess Land. Which one would I pick? Ooh. Agrabah is very tempting because I bet the food there is bomb. Right?
Yeah.
You know, that really nice Middle Eastern influence.
I'm going to Tiana, New Orleans.
See, and I was steering away from that only because like that's like a real place.
So you're thinking of like make believe.
I'm thinking about the ones that are not accessible, right? Like
Okay.
we can go to New Orleans.
Okay, fine. Then, like Beauty and the Beast, like the castle.
That's fair.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I'm not going under the sea. I'm not doing that.
Well, that's I can't hold my breath that long.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I also think like Tangled, Rapunzel's like
Castle.
very like they have like the any of those ones that have like the kingdom, and then there's like the really cool like forest area around it with like
Yeah,
lots of magic and things happening there, like Brave,
I like it.
all those like nice redheads running around.
Anyway, who was your favorite family member and why is it me? That's my cousin.
Oh, Well, she's immediately wrong. So
I mean, aside from my parents, she is our favorite family member.
that's true, actually.
So put her on the list. She's up there. You make
Yeah.
top 3.
outside of you and the kids, yeah. So you and the kids are a given, right?
My parents are
At
a
this
given.
point, I
kind
think
of.
your parents are already a given.
Yeah, they're on there. So you might be the best family member.
Her mom is
Ooh,
up there.
You can't do her dirty like that.
Listen, I'm sorry, Becky, but like your mom feeds me, so
She also steals your food.
listen. Aunt Terry
Is the most selfless human on the face of planet Earth.
here is my Robin. You know I love you, but Aunt Terry for me is sort of that like maternal replacement for my own mother, right?
Yeah.
Because she's very, very selfless. She's always just like she is that person that like if I needed like a mother's advice,
Aunt Terry.
I would go to Aunt Terry.
I get it. That's fair. Sorry, Becky.
Sorry, Becky.
You're still my favorite. We could have our cheesecake and scampi dates together.
Plus, I do feel that like Uncle Bobby and I are secretly kindred spirits, and like we just.
You're now under both of your parents, apparently. This is awful.
Sorry, Becky.
Now you pissed off Becky and my mom with your comment. Okay.
I said nice things about your mom, okay?
You did.
You know how hard that is?
That's hysterical.
She's going to kill me.
She is. Now it's just like, you guys are always mean to me.
Now she's definitely not coming to Easter.
This will probably air
I was
after.
going to say, I think this was airing. Is it
No,
airing
before
after?
before
This is
Easter.
airing before Easter.
The week of Easter. She'll decide that after she listens. Oh my god, that's so funny. What are you asking Santa for Christmas, and what are the kids going to be for Halloween? Who does this?
All right, so if I had to guess what the kids were going to be for Halloween ahead of time.
Addie's going to be Baby Sally. I'm just kidding.
I don't. Oh man. I mean, probably. I don't think that she's going to go spooky. I think that she's going to go
Princessy?
like princessy this year.
Really?
I'm feeling princessy. I think Jason's going to go for some sort of dingus,
Minecraft.
Minecrafty, Fortnitey, something dumb.
I feel like boys that just steer towards that from now until they stop trick or treating. Whereas girls like will spice it up. They'll be funny then. You know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Then it's just a series of sexy,
Slut.
weird things
Slut
like
face.
sexy phone booth, sexy 1950s phone operator.
Stop it. Asking Santa?
What are we asking Santa for Christmas? A charcoal grill.
That's a good one. I don't have any Santa asks
That's
yet.
really the only
It's
thing
way
on my
too
wish
early to
list
ask
right
for my
now.
list. I don't know who
I
asked
never need anything.
because you have it all with us.
Anyway,
What event would you be in if you were in the Olympics?
the luge.
Bobsledding.
Yeah,
No.
it's like something I can lay down. It's that running part at the beginning that will really get me, but you know, if I slip and fall fast enough, I think I can. Oh wait, no, even better, right? What's the one? I love this event. It scares the crap out of me, right? Hear me out. This is a Winter Olympics event because Summer Olympics are out. I'm just going to tell everyone there. Summer Olympics are out. There's way too much movement involved in those ones. This event, it scares the crap out of me.
Hopefully today they'll get to hear what it is.
But you don't, if you really think about it, you don't have to actually like do anything. So I don't know how you get good at this event, but it's the ski jump, right? So they get lifted up to the top of the hill and they sit there, right? And then the thing opens up and they just go. So they go from sitting to just going, and then they hit the end of the hill, their skis go up, and then they land. And that's it. That's it. There's no like
the way I would pay
rowing?
so much money to watch that happen.
or listen, I would probably too.
I don't even think you would make it to the end of the slope.
Are you kidding? I'd go that much downward force
You
on that?
would fall before you got there.
Well, that's like because I'm so heavy, it just like puts too much friction, so it slows down, and I like just make it over the lip, and it's like, yep, boom.
Dunk. I was thinking
think-
figure skating for myself.
Yeah, okay.
You never believe in me. I have skills.
You ever seen the Claymation Christmas with the figure skating walruses?
No. Anyway, which country and region do you think of the world do you think has the best food? Whatever is considered the Mediterranean has the best food. I don't know what that means other than it's like the tzatziki's and the vegetables and the grilled meats and like the different like that. That's what I want.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like because I'm a condiment queen. Like the Middle Eastern Mediterranean,
They got the dips.
combo. So like Northern Africa, Mediterranean, like that whole area where you get like your Moroccan food. You've got Tunisian food, you
Yeah,
get
all
the
that.
African food, you get all of that stuff that, and then all the, like the Greek and Italian, and then just everything with sauces and dips and like charcuteries and vegging out all day and like all that
Who
kind of
wouldn't
stuff.
pick that? Who wouldn't pick
I
that
love
food?
that. I love that. And you got to put a little bit of Indian in there too. You have to
So
put it in
good.
because like the Indian sauces. Mwah.
So freaking good. And then the last question. I mean, it's ending very unclimactically or very anticlimactically. I don't know. If you could only eat one dessert for the rest of your life, which would you pick?
That's probably the hardest question.
Well, that's why I left it for last.
Oh man, like what do you base this on? Ice cream's off the table. I can tell you that much. Ice cream is completely off the table.
I have two.
Tiramisu immediately comes to mind, which is funny because like tiramisu is not something that
You
like,
never eat that.
I regularly
Okay,
have.
well, don't pick that. Pick something that you eat.
But I would love tiramisu.
Chocolate
like,
chip cookies.
That's boring.
Chocolate chip cookies.
Can it be like a variation on that? Like so you say chocolate chip cookies. Can you have like
No.
chocolate chip cookies with M&Ms?
No, we're not
Can you
doing
have
that.
chocolate
No.
chip cookies?
No,
Like,
you can't stop doing that.
It's just chocolate chip cookies. Oh.
And if I had to pick otherwise, I'd pick my mom's cheesecake. If I had to pick her cheesecake,
it would either be
or chocolate chip
your
cookies.
mom's cheesecake or the chocolate cake from Costco.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, that chocolate, just like the regular chocolate cake from Costco.
Really? I like the vanilla cake better.
I love the vanilla cake, but
the chocolate cake.
I would go with the chocolate cake.
I support it.
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
That is.
That is a really hard
Because
question.
I was also like, well, key lime pie, but I'm like, I don't know. Like, I think the acid would eventually eat away at me.
Only you would do that. Excuse me.
Well, because also, like, I don't necessarily always want, like, key lime pie, but, like, a key lime cheesecake would be really nice. Or, like, a whipped key lime something. Like, you know, kind of
I feel like chocolate is a safe
mix it
bet.
up.
Like,
Since
you're
I'm not
always
allowed
gonna
to
like.
have fun with this one.
You're always gonna want chocolate. Like, you'll always be like, yeah, chocolate cake. Like, who's gonna ever be like, oh, I'm so sick of chocolate cake?
I think you eventually get sick of it.
I would never get sick of chocolate chip cookies.
But here's the inherent problem with this question, right? And it doesn't matter what it is that you're asking about. Stop. You immediately assume, because it's like for the rest of your life, we make the assumption, right? And correct me if I'm wrong, that you're having this every single day.
No. I just have the assumption of if I'm having dessert.
Or maybe I just assume that I eat dessert every day.
If I'm having dessert, this is what I'm having.
Yeah, see, I think that, like, if you're not having it every day, you know, you're not being, like, force-fed to eat chocolate cake like the kid in Matilda. Like,
I would never feel force-fed to eat dessert.
well, you know.
I loved all of these questions.
They were great questions.
They were awesome. They were all so
They
good.
were absolutely great questions. So thanks, everyone who contributed. I think most of them were Becky.
She did send a lot. I knew she would.
Yeah.
Can always count on fam. You're third place, our bronze medal.
Ah,
You're horrible.
she's going to be so mad at me.
I cannot rank family members. It's horrible.
I can.
I know you can. I know I'm at the bottom.
Absolutely.
I don't even make the top 10.
I don't think we have 10 family members.
Anyway, thanks for
That's it. Thanks for cooking.
cooking.